Right, now this is going to look a little bit odd because I literally came on here a while back and I did part of an episode, but I deleted it by mistake. So I haven't sort of cheated, it's more of a bit of a hiccup and a bit of a mistake. So yeah, by way of explanation, I think that'll be a like this away. But if we stick it there anyway and say nearest, it should decide the right way because it knows which the right way is. Yeah, excellent. Right. So then, let's get cracking. Yeah, it's literally, it is our harvest, as we can see. Oh, no, no, it isn't first. I've done that trick of where you miss the headland. So, right, is it? It's July. Is this grass third growth? So it's hard to tell, isn't it? Really. It is. It's been, I've got to be honest, it's been an absolute age. I did a load of episodes on this right back at, a long time ago. Then I came on here and I didn't really feel terribly well on the time I actually did this. So therefore I just like abandoned ship and thought, oh, I'll do it another day. But I also, although I did do that, yeah, I sort of like deleted the footage because I was like thinking this morning, I thought, oh, you did about 20 minutes footage and you will have deleted it. So, yes, my bad. Right, so then what is, was there anything we needed to do, as in taking anything to market? Ooh, herbicide, we have a lot of excess, which I am selling. I have sort of said, obviously this is really mainly to make us self-sufficient, but if like that you make a mistake and you make too much herbicide and you're never going to use that in an entire let's play, it would be, have we switched it off though? Let's switch it off if we haven't, because we don't want this to be, no, we have, yeah, so we've definitely done that. So what else have we got? Were we doing the mineral feed? No, we've done that and it's gone. That's like, yeah, we've not done that. TMR. Now then, I have a little trick for this type of thing, being as we're making our own TMR. I have devised a beautiful little, well, I think it's a beautiful little thing, but I've already got that food mix, and it might not always be that we can actually do our, now then, I've also fixed, no, the big one actually worked, I think, didn't it? We could actually grab the stuff from it. We'll just try, because I've got a little model, and that wasn't working, and it's still not working, but I have made another model and that is working. Yeah, so it's quite amazing, because I got sick to death of, I don't know what I'd done. I tested it again the other day and it still wasn't working, the little one. So, but it's my new little one we tested on Oak City and that is working. So yeah, and it's actually a preferred model that I actually like. But this one is a little baby feed sort of thing. It is really a, let's put it in B mode, we're going to have to. It is obviously designed for exactly like we've done with that one, only it's sort of like a little bit smaller. Now, we're not really going to use it as a production silo, but it is a production silo, as it's sort of showing there. I mean, in so much as we're just wanting to, like, drop our TMR, push it to it, basically. Right, okay. It has obviously got a grate, but unfortunately, as we just saw, it's going to be under here. But it's not really for putting things in. It's always going to be that it would be pushed to. I need to push those in a little bit, so it's hovering above the surface a little. Thought I'd done that okay. Yeah, so it's a tiny silo, as it says, but it is mainly going to be used. Yeah, that's not too terrible. It's not too awful, really. Right, let's how are we doing with the cows? Health 8%. Oh, we've just had the births literally this very month. No months old. Buffalo milks will wait, and TMR is full, so that is brilliant. So then we are going to use our new little tiny production silo, and we're going to push our TMR to that. So we're going to distribute. 'The TMR at the bottom. 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 'The TMR at we are going to activate, but we are going to like distribute, and the tiny production silo is going to switch that on. Which it calls forage, if I remember rightly. It doesn't call it TMR. Yeah, this is me being me. Yeah, there is no forage at present, which is a bit of a... so that is now storing, and it is activated. So that's all we need to know. Yeah, I'm going to call it TMR, because really it should be. Now then, this is a true... You've done that, but how do you know which one... Cheaper buy point is the one that's actually calling? It's winning the battle, so like know who is. So I think what we're going to have to do is sell that and shift it down the other end, or see if we actually need it, as in like we'll leave it for now. So I could have put that there. Right, yeah, that's not a terrible idea, is it really? So we will start. Oh, it's got nothing in it at the minute. Yeah, so it's got no leads, but it is actually working now, so that's fine. Let's just pull that back, ready to dump, but it's full. We've just seen that. So, right. In fact, we need this John Deere. Let's grab the, and we do want to do the grass, so at least set this going on the grass, because we don't. Yeah, I'm dithering for some reason. No idea why. It's been a while. You like trying to get your bearings back because you've like not done blocked by an object. That will be the bale. A bale. Let's just set this going on the field. The trouble is, if we set this going on the field, it's actually... now, I've done so much modding since being on here that it's unbelievable. I've got like an array of weapons of moddingness we have. Right, so, oh, it's blocked just by that. It's not actually what you think. Okay, well, we'll set this going on the grass field. Which actually, strange enough, this by sheer fluke, we are on the right one. Now it's going to crack into that corner. We know this. So we want first, and it is the right course. 9.4 meters. No, it's not. No, actually, it's not. It's actually got the windrowing course on. So we need the grass field. Oh, it is. That's the only course we've got. So, of course, this is a windrow, so it really is the right one. Nearest first. Go. Right, okay, fantastic. And now we need to rescue the... And then in a minute, we're going to have to rescue... Oh, do you know, seriously, it was like... I really don't figure out why. I don't mean it funny, but that really is not a difficult thing to do. I'm hitting something, so can't I try and get around it? Seriously bad. Right, how are we doing? Oh no, the baler is now coming. We really want to set this going on the very first beat of the first headland, and then we need to tell the baler to pack it in before he goes into the field where we don't want him to go, or her. I think they're just about. Right, to do that in a second. So let's tell Micah. Pack it in, Micah. For now, just hold your horses a minute. That's what we're saying. We're not saying like, don't do your job. Just all my life, he says, as he grazes and scrapes the case's nose. Do you know? Seriously, you're as bad as the workers. It was not my finest hour, I have got to admit. It wasn't. Now, I have tried for a while this, where I'm doing the catch-up stage at the beginning, and although it is a good idea, I think, I seriously do, it's not necessarily working unless I could master the art of, like, knowing a session was going to go over, which if you're tired, your awareness of time is not the best. And so, like, what I have found, yeah, it was one session I thought, oh, if I time-lapse this, it's going to be small enough, and I had no idea that I'd gone on, and it was 4 hours. So when I literally did that particular session, and I came to, like, do it, the front of it was for, like, 3 different sessions, and I'm like, oh, that's really messy. It is, it's true, it really is very messy. Right, let's just get this corner done while we're actually passing. The thing is, you've got no real... I mean, you can... Is that scrunching? Yeah, it is. It's scrunching. We need to rest. I think, actually, I think they might free themselves. I mean, they're ruining the... Thank goodness it is digital equipment and not real, because, like, he would be wrecking my mower. Something chronic. Look at that. Damage to that machine would be absolutely terrible. So if we set this going on nearest, in fact, I think it's only a little bit. Just, yeah, so let's do it. And then we shall say, you can see where they just put the nose into the field, that we're just about to do the next headland. So we'll fix this in the hope that that one is going to like eventually let go, because it does, the course corrects itself. I don't know what happened with the making of that course. Right, enough of it. Yeah, I've explained with this. This is going to be a bit of a monster with what we've got to do. So I am going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. coming out the town maps a little bit early because now G866 mods, one of my favourite modders, the making of the production shed of FS22, which is in my personal opinion one of the best mods, very balanced modder, has made super balers, and I'm wondering whether you can actually like add this function by like changing it in the shop, or whether you've got to buy it like from scratch. So we're going to do a bit of a test in a minute just to see like if you can, or whether you have to buy it like that, and if which case we will be looking for. Now it is also true the little tiny thing that Peasel did, Dr. Drulia made a fantastic ground pickup. He converted the quantum, and I fell in love with it so much that I did the same, only I did it differently obviously, because I thought he'd missed a couple of sort of things with it, so I like did the same but different. Basically I went also to the quantum and then added the same features on. And I have also done something which is called the mover, which I do use on quite a lot of Let's Plays, but with a baler. I am not trying to convert. If you've got a baler, then we'll use a baler. I'm not going to, and we've got also like a proper Anderson and all the rest of it. But for a farm that hasn't got it, and from a start from scratch perspective, it really is fantastic. Right, I would think, yeah, what we're going to do though is set this on the grass, because it's going to keep catching up. So, yeah, unfortunately, it's going to waste a bit of straw. Or no, it's, yeah, it is actually. Let's do another bale. Let's get this, like, a bit of cleanup done on the way, so that we finish this and don't start a new one, which is difficult to do. In fact, yeah, we'll nearly finish a bale. That way, it'll finish the bale of the grass, and we'll waste a bit of grass, but at least it's better than I didn't lift me thing then. It's amazing when you get into a habit, you get that sixth sense for like, oh, I've not gone and lifted me. Yeah, it's true, I haven't, my bad. Yeah, when I go backwards I like to lift it up so as realistically, because I think you would probably break things if you went backwards, because it's not really designed for that. So let's just grab a little bit more, and then we'll set this going in a bit, because that's gonna, yeah, and I realise as well that harvester is only programmed for its little 6 metre header, so therefore once it's got anything bigger than that, it is going to bash into things, because it's not told. Giants are quite precise, they like precision. Now, which means if you are going to stick an odd size header and it is capable of doing that, that you're going to have to put up with the fact that it's going to keep clanging into things because it's told. It is a bit, it's an inflexibility, I personally think, because the bottom line is the harvester's capable of more. It makes Giants look like they're shoddy programmers because of them doing that sort of way, whereas really it's more about there being overly precise, which is sort of a credit to them in a way, but also makes them inflexible, which that's not so good. Yeah, it's but it is, they're doing it for the right reasons, I have no doubt. You know, they like precision, and they like, yeah, I've got to be honest, they're not a massive fan, and you can tell that. Although they love modding, because of the way that they designed the systems, in FS22 it was open to a bit of abuse, but that was Giant's own fault. Yeah, they allowed functions to be added a little bit too easy, but I say that, but they still, I'm talking about one specific mod, and I tried to follow suit in FS25. Now Giants, and I don't think it's any more stringent than it was on FS. No, it is, because you can't actually do it anymore. In FS22, Giants are a little bit more loose on. In fact, you know, that 94% is about perfect. It is. So we want to change this to field 20, the grass field. We will do the first little bit. In fact, no, we don't even need to do that. It's the grass field is 17, I think. Let's check. Am I right? I am. It is, yeah. Field 17, and we want, ooh, oh, hang on a minute, so we've, the 9.4 metre header of the thing has not been saved. Oh no, we call it the grass field, you wally. 9.4 metres, yeah, it's a clear course, load course, excellent, my bad. No, oh, no. So we want first waypoints, and yeah, I thought we was going to do a test. We were, And I've got sidetracked. Right, so then, yeah, he's going to bounce a clang into... Is he filled already? Gordon Bennett. Wow. I'm not complaining. It's just amazing. It only seems a couple of minutes since the last time they did it. I do love this yard, what we've done with it, apart from them walloping that. Right, so then, we've just gone over the car shay, which I don't really think it'd do it much good in real life. So we will repair it as well. But I don't think it'll allow us to... No, it still is exactly the same one as we bought before. Yeah, it is. And we will buy a beacon for it. Fantastic. Right, so, yeah, it is what it is. And I'm quite happy at 180. There are, after all, 11 tons of bale. It's not a terrible thing, is it really? So, yeah, we can't. And that is the answer to that question. So we will now set this going on that beginning of the grass field. And it looks very much like he is... I haven't forgotten. No, I know where I am at. Yeah, G866 Mods has made a bit of a cheeky mod that actually, which I always knew G866 Mods was a special modder, but it wasn't terribly active in FS22. Like, it did some fantastic greenhouses and things like that, but then like he never did anything more, and I was a bit shocked because he's a good modder. Or they are a good modder. I don't know. They could be a lady for all I know. But whatever, they are very good at modding and balanced. I like that. I love the production shed. It was one of my favourite go-to. That'll be the harvester again, clanging into the back of the wagon. But actually, the wagon is full anyway. So let's just let that do that. I'm doing too many jobs. Yeah, I'm babysitting too many bad drivers, and therefore I did know that this needed doing, but then I jumped it to another one and did something else. So, right, so I believe we've got to be trying to make... Excuse me, I appear to have a frog in my throat this morning, and it's a nasty frog. Yeah, we do... we're doing too much, really. Let's stick this... Now, I have redesigned this so that it's the production-y bits are now... in a different place, as you'll see those herbicides that have clanged in another place. Yeah, let's just grab the telehandler. It's a stone throw away, and let's shift those out the road. Yes, I've redesigned it because I was going to go for a pusher. I asked JM Gaming for help on like how to animate and all the rest of it, and he sort of pointed me in the right direction. But then I thought, yeah, but I don't want to really do this if I don't need to. Like, better design is really the answer if you can, and I could, so I did. Yeah, we really have. This is like the first bit is the pallet, like the pallet trigger, which obviously we've also got the other one. This is where you drop pallets if you needed to. Well, we don't really need to, so but yeah. I actually did design a bollard. I did. I went that far. Did I do a cone? I think I said I was going to do a cone, but I relented in the end. I thought, no, I don't want to do a cone. Let's do a... Yeah, we don't want to stick this over the thing. It'll disappear. So we'll stick this lot like against here. Ooh, my sticker did work. Excellent. I thought I'd put a bit of a sticker on it. I thought, don't go too mad and make it too massive, and that's a bit tasteful. It's not too terrible, that. So, does this one work? I think it does. Right, so then let's crack on with what we're doing. Yeah. Now, actually, strangely enough, mineral feed is one thing that I've done to death a lot. I've used the mineral feed as a business of choice on quite a few Let's Plays now, so it's one of those things that I'm like thinking... The trouble is, the self-sufficiency obviously is really made to be self-sufficient, but on a farm where you've not got any other business, like at the beginning, it's a little bit like Omatana's. It is, you can really use it, and you can obviously go the mineral feed way, so you would as a starting business. So it is going to lend itself a little bit like the grass starts, where you would do silage and you'd sell silage to a BGA or whatever. It is what it is. You can't really do much about it. So although I've been chiding myself, I still think that, well, there's not really much you can do about it. Didn't we buy a... think they bought a lorry and it's down at the shop. I'm sure that is true. But I might be wrong. We should have a look. Finished work. That will be the mower. That will be the mower. It will. Let's move him out of the way because like the baler's going to probably clock him. I would say. Needs to be refilled. That's got to be the baler. Okay, he's out of baler tyre. He is indeed. He or she has put their poor choice of words there. I was going to like say open their rear end. I will say it for the joke sec, you know, like because obviously, but it is true. But it would be a poor choice of words in almost every context. But yeah, it really is. Obviously, it's quite accurate, really. But it's not one of those things that you should perhaps say. Yeah, I've been very busy. I've designed stone pickers. I've converted for my own use the RSM. I've not only converted but also made it more powerful. The Nova, which is obviously the Russell Mash, which is, I've always thought it's a beautiful shape when I wanted to do it, but if I was going to like bring it into the game, then I would have to ask Gaming Joy if I could borrow I'm not doing it for the Russell Mash itself, just the shape, because I like it and I want it to be the basis of a model, yeah, like an imaginary model. But so I'm not really trying to like step on Gaming Joy's toes, another good modder, because I just want to borrow the basic shape of the Russell Mash, because it's no longer a base game thing. So yeah, I'm trying to observe all niceties, but I'm allowed to do it for my own use. Anybody can do that, you are allowed to. But if I was to release it at the model, I'd have to like say, ooh, Gaming Joy, can I please? Yeah, no, that's. Oh, okay, yeah, my bad. That will always help if you start the engine, definitely. So nearest and go, and we will leave you there, and we will recover this little butte that is very busy filling up trailers that we've just emptied, and it's a big fit out when we do those sunflowers for the this was one of the first times I'd actually released the hold your horses, you bad drivers. I've got to sort this driver out first. You're gonna have to hold on if you can't sort out your own problems. Yeah, so this has literally been weeks, maybe even a month, or maybe 6 weeks since the last episode that I did on this, because I did so many. And I literally posted one last night, and I thought you've got about 7 or 8 episodes left to do. And I thought this morning, I thought, where shall I go? And I thought I really would like to go on Oakbridge, sorry. It's an old habit. It's going to take some getting used to that, calling it Oakbridge, really. But yeah, on Oakbridge Farm, I do it most of the time. Yeah, I'm not always terrible at it, but yeah. Ooh, okay, we are on our way. Oh my life! It's your own bale, for heaven's sake. I do hope that the bale pusher is brought back in, because as that's showing there, they're not very good at like talking bale, these tractors. No, not at all. That's the only thing that ever could speak bale very well was the bale pusher in FS22. That was very good at speaking bale. Yeah, the only thing that I ever found there were lots of people who designed weights that said, yeah, this weight's a bale pusher, and like I tried it and I thought, actually no, it's not. It doesn't actually work. But the bale pusher did. Now then, these are 180s. Yeah, not that little one though. That is some sort of remnant from another time. Let's see, I don't mind mixing because it's all going in the same. Yeah, so on this one we really are using our self-sufficiency as a business in like a couple of ways. Obviously, we are going to be making ourselves. It's a warm. I would have thought most drivers were possibly trained that they actually know that a wall is not to be gone straight at like that, but you've got to do something like that. So, now, why did you not do the first section? I said first, and that was... Oh, well, maybe it did, actually. It could have been. Right, please. Oh, I'm going to have to do the cleanup. I'm not worried. Let's just leave it. Yeah, no, it was that one, I think. That's the trouble with having two tractors the same. You've got to remember exactly where you were. So, 13. Yeah, so there have been an awful lot of... a huge amount of mods released. I've got quite a few mods, actually, on the mods hub. One, which is the Dr. Julia similar mod. My life, who's a block this time? Harvester. No, it's not. Sally? Are you blocked? Oh my life, Sally. Do you know? You really deserve firing, which I have just done. Now, I'm going to do this myself. As in, like, this first bit. Why have we got, like, two sets of lines like that, which are so close together? Courseplay is not perfect. It's definitely not. Right, let's get this done. It does... this will be the scrunching bits. Where, it's difficult to... and you can sort of hover in the middle, but you're going to miss a bit on the left. So it's probably better to, like, hover closer to the left. And then do a bit of clean-up on the one on the right. Because it's the only way you're going to get it all done, really. Now we're in the right place. Let's leave it going. Yeah, because obviously the line actually is right. It's the fact that because they were scrunching against the wall... Oh. You're saying? Well, if we were right, then how come that's totally wrong? They are totally missing that... We've only got one course, and that grass course was the one for this, so I don't understand why all of a sudden it went wrong here. And the baler's following the same course, so how come the baler? Because this was actually when it got it right, so I have... Just check. I have done this right. Yeah, you can see the lines on the field. I don't need to even do that. No. Yeah, we don't do this ourselves. After, like, doing that, of course. Oh, my bad. I got me pickup down still. My bad. Yes, so there have been a lot. And one of the mods I've got in is actually the updated version of the Dr. Julie one. I mean, obviously I did it from scratch myself with exactly the same as Dr. Julie did, but I made mine into a vehicle so you could jump in it, because it's the one thing I thought when I used it. I fell in love with it when I used it, but I thought, yeah, it's good, but it needs a bit of tweaking. It's not quite right. I thought I could improve this, so I thought, well, okay, let's do it then. I thought, because it's a completely different mod. It's you can't say, well, that there's a belt system been done already, because, well, there's been lots of belt systems done already, and there's the AGI pack as well that's got a similar feature, but again, none of them have done what I've done, so I've done it. I designed capacity, I increased the, and I legitimately did a model that actually does that right. What? There's the windrow. It's not done a very good job, has it? It hasn't, actually, I've got to be honest. Right, okay, let's see and hope that this is now in the right place. Yes, it is. Fantastic. So we have got a bit of all right. Alright, let's grab these bales. And so, yes, that's one of mine in, and I'm very proud of that one, actually. That was where I did quite a bit of modelling. I've created a 9-metre planter stroke cedar stroke vegetable planter, like my 6-metre, which I somehow deleted. I don't know how I did it. Luckily I've got like an older original, the Kuhn model, before I changed it into the BI Industries one, so I'm half converted it back, but somehow I have no idea why I would do that, but I did. It was obviously a mistake, it really was. I don't know that I backed it up, but I have begun to back up. It did give me a kick up the backside. I thought, come on, you're IT, for heaven's sake, man. Well, shouldn't you be backing up your work? And I thought, yes, lesson learned. I'm listening to my own good common sense. Let's back it up. So I did at that point back it up to my NAS drive on my local network. So yeah, I've got backups of all of my mods in case anything terrible happened, like hard drive failure or all of that type of stuff, which is what you obviously have to do it like, or what you should be doing like. Right, okay, it appears that the this is like doing the same trick over again. This driver is incapable of learning, he says as he crashes into the trailer itself. I'm sure they have sometimes managed to do this, but I would say, obviously, Causeway normally plug into the Giant system, and I have noticed they do all the horrible turning at the edge of fields the same as Giants does too, which I wish they would just do their own system, but maybe they've got to plug into the Giant system. Maybe that's an aspect of the game, and again, I don't know this, not being a Causeway programmer. It perhaps is the only option they've got where they've got to plug in that system, but it's... Yeah, FS19, they appeared to do their own, and it worked a lot better. FS22, it went downhill and it plugged into Giants, and FS25, it's gone downhill and it plugs into Giants as well. I would think that it would be better, but it may be that, again, the game does rule as king in a lot of ways, and you've got to sometimes... I know this myself, I was saying it to yourselves, and then I obviously got a workers dragged me away, and I literally like changed tack. Is it you? Yes, it is. Fantastic. With still a few straw bales, we could actually fill this and then take this all to the self-sufficiency. I have designed stone pickers, and I mean literally from scratch. I've converted a bucket. We had them in FS22. I've also done a convert of the in-game 5.5 meter stone picker, and I would like to do my own version of the 9.5, actually slightly bigger. I'd like to, not a lot. I think a Metric obviously went hugely massive. I also increased the capacity of the tank a little, and you can see the model has got an increased capacity tank. If I'm going to increase something, then I'm making sure you can see that I am. I tried to add a roller to the Pilatus, my cedar planter stroke vegetable planter. The game won't let you do it, which I tried converting it to a roller just to see if I'd got all of my work areas correct, and it did actually work. So it sort of taught me a lesson that, well, actually, if this was a roller with planter functionality, which of course it can't have, which it didn't work, but that's not the point. It proved the point. I changed it to a roller. It worked perfectly well, which proved to me that you just can't do it, and that's something that I went on to FS22 because it was Chris S. and Riley S. that gave me the idea, because we used to be able to do it on FS22, and I thought, well, you could, but you still got errors, and they basically said, well, I think they put an invisible roller, which means they're using the programming side of it to say, I'm rolling. Yeah, I think, me personally, for me, that's a step too far, so I'm not going to do that. No, if you can't do it properly, if Giants have said no, then you do get weird errors. I've got, I think, one with my cedar. I don't know if it's gone away now, but oh no, we're there, 24. Let's just stick these away. You're not picking any more up, I assure you. I assume you definitely the full amount. So let's stick these in the self-sufficiency. Yes, my models are mostly, if I've missed any now, I've changed my sign slightly, just a little. I've got I think quite a comical, it is quite comical, so it's actually illogical. Yeah, it was done by the AI, but when you actually look closely at it, it really would not happen. The physics are all wrong. Yeah, it's got it's suspended on nothing. It's quite hilarious, but yeah, I've left it for the comic value. It's quite a funny sign, I think. I'm going for that kind of cartoony type thing, I think, with most of my stickers going forwards, but I'm not sure Giants are like that. Yeah, I'm really not sure that they'll put up with that. They might actually Like, not like that at all. Now, let's go and see. Didn't we have a lorry? I thought we'd bought a lorry, one of the last things we bought down at the store. Well, if we did, it's not there anymore. No, so we didn't. We're thinking of another Let's Play, probably. Yeah, we've got to be. Yeah, I did think we had, but we haven't. There's no lorry appearances there at all. Yeah. Right, okay, so that's a bust. Yeah, so I'd like to, obviously we've got the 5.5 metre here as well. This is the one that I've done a convert of, a completely different modelling. In fact, I should show you. Not like that, I shan't though. Yeah, if you look at stone pickets, you have got the BI stone picket, which is, like very much like the Elho, but it isn't the Elho. You can see it's got an increased hopper, and the colours obviously are completely different. I do love chrome and silver, so I added a silver tank expansion thing, which is only 0.8 of a metre more than the black sheep modding, and yeah, this one, which is only the same size. So yeah, it's like not increased in size like in any way. So I'd like to also use this model and make bigger arms like black sheep modding has done, but I want to do it myself obviously, and I would like to do them slightly longer. I'd say something like a 10 metre, or I'd like to go for 12, but I'm not sure I can actually do it. I do love the little one. That one's very good value. It's just it's at 1.8 metre pickup. They were is it the Dagelmans that we had in? I never had them. I don't think. Oh, I do like the fact it's got a. That's a clever design. It is. I mean, the price of it's absolutely unbelievable. I mean, ours is not terrible. Yeah, we're doing ours very reasonable. Yes, we've not got the overheads that the Elho have got. Or we're not. No, let's not say it. No. Our markup is not as much. Should we just say it like that? We shan't call them greedy at all, because that we don't know what R&D costs they've got for their unit or what, do we really? So we can't really bandy words around like that. That's not fair. I mean, most people like to make as much as they possibly can. Well, we're getting there. We are getting there. It is a big field. We are, yeah, racking up the... Oh, we've done a full... I've got me mouse is going too mad. Yeah, so we've got some productions on this, haven't we, really? Mineral feed is digestate, stone. We do need some stone, or the mineral feed will grind to a halt, and it needs quite a bit, actually. 14 tons we've got. Right, that's not going to last terribly long time, really. Set this down the nearest, and we should go and see why the worker is blocked. Because yeah, they shouldn't really be, but they would have blocked themselves with a bale, I would imagine. Because we did see on that field that there are quite a few bits where they actually go down the same path. And that's exactly what has happened. Someone's not been clearing the bales fast enough. That's what it is. And that would be me. Well, the fact of the matter is, I'm sure you've all seen that I am a little bit busy jumping between workers that seem incapable of actually doing any work properly. So, no, it is. I think it's over here, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one I think that is us, really. Yeah, I do like that little tiny roller. It's a cracker. But again, another thing I've done is we created our own roller too. With a proper name. I'm quite, yeah, we have. I've started to name them. I used to do this before when I created my servers. Yeah, we have a, it's the BI Roller 12 metre. It is completely different. I'm going to redo the wheels. It's, yeah, it is. I've given it a name, but where's the nameplate on it? It's actually there. You can see it's like a Volvatus or something, which it's Latin. I always used to design the name of my servers with Latin names that meant something. They weren't just like Latin names for the sake of Latin, but it's quite a beautiful language, Latin. So the names, like I think it is Volvatus, and the Prelatus likewise is named after. It's a bit of a play on words. Now the Optima that it was obviously modelled on. By Kvernans, optimal means like good, the best, you know, like really good. So in Latin, to excel is a word. What is a word called prelatus? So yeah, so I did it there, and that's exactly what I did. So it's prelatus. It's excellent. So yeah, basically it's the lizard prelatus. I will show you that as well. So yeah, I have been busy. I've done ever such a lot of stuff, if I'm honest. What is in my sights next is what I always promised to do, which is to make this a little bit better and a little bit bigger. I also want to make a special version for the I'm not sure if it can do it, but we shall see. I'm going to have a go for the fence, the little farm compact. Yeah, the GTA and the oh no, that's not what I want. I want to enter. Yeah, I'm hoping that we can, like, obviously the different designs as the two of them. Now this can already put the front box on, just modelling it so that you can see what I mean. But you can special, the Fendt version can wheel. It's got an awful lot of room where it can go over its body, so I'm going to like redesign it for the Fendt. So I'm going to call it a Fendt one. It's also going to have the weight further backwards, because as we saw there, it's going to collapse on the floor. But it's going to be a cross between a box. It's still got the same characteristics as a box, because that's what I really want. But I'm going to also do a version for the other one too. Yeah. So that it's, yeah, because obviously, oh, that's the wrong one. I used the wrong one. That's the trouble with having two very similar tracks in a very similar place on the field. It's easy to get it mixed up. And very easy for me to get it mixed up, because that's just the way I roll. Right, that is doing well. It's, I think we ought to go back into a time lapse, because there's still quite a bit of work to do, and I don't want this session to be 2 hours long or to have to split it a million times or anything like that. So, yeah, I have been busy with the modding. An awful lot of mods I have done, and they're beginning to get what I would say to be quite professional. I've done a couple of tractor converts, BI industry converts, where the shell looks like a certain tractor, but actually its innards are completely different. We put other engines in. One we've got under license from Deutz, where we, you know, like literally we're paying them to borrow their shape. And we have an Orion lookalike that's got a much bigger engine in. I'm having trouble with that. It doesn't seem to be listening to the horsepower, even though I've set it correctly. So I'm thinking I perhaps have to like tweak the engine settings as well as just telling it it's 465 horsepower. Yeah, I've done a very large tractor in a small tractor's frame, so it's got a very big engine, but it's still got the manoeuvrability of a little tractor. So I've also done a telehandler. That I'm struggling with because the game's broken at the minute. Giants have done something and it is broken. From a modder's perspective, you've got to stick, if you make a mod from the game now, you've got to stick everything, all the normals and the diffusers and the speculars inside the folder you're actually playing with, or you're going to get errors. Now you shouldn't need to do that. Giants likes you to refer to their files in the game, so as you don't have to keep like putting them everywhere. But it doesn't work at the minute. I've tried quite a few mods recently, and it was after the latest. Well, it's either been done on purpose, but if it is, it's a very clumsy way of us having to mod now. We're going to have to drag all the files and stick them locally, which Giants, I think it's going to be a mistake, because it would mean that Giants have gone against all of their own previous things, which is to use shortcuts basically to make mods small. If you're modding from a Giants mod, then you have almost like a shortcut to the Giants model, where you just tell the game that yours is a slightly different model, and you would put the i3D of yours with its changes in your mod. which would be in your mod folder, and the rest you leave to Giants. No, it's actually it's right down the next row as well. Let's set this going a bit better. Yeah, so again, I've got a few. I'm almost where I want to be. Obviously, there's certain things that I realise there are limitations on the game, so you're not allowed to do that. So you're not allowed to add a roller to a seeder stroke planter because it's too different. Giants aren't letting you do that where you can actually stick that on the same. You've got to do rolling with a roller, which I found out. So I've done one. Yeah, so it's like, you know, I am learning and I'm seeing what you can get away with and what you can't. I say my seeder, my fertilizer spreader, the mover, as I call my belt system, is all so, and so is self-sufficiency, and so is the production silo, because so far no one else has done a production silo, which is a bit strange because it is still possible to do it because I've done it myself already. So yeah, I'm a bit I don't understand why no one else has done it yet. That is the one we want. Let's go grab some of them grass bales before he bumps into them or she bumps into them again. We don't want any more of that. It's nearly done, actually. That's not bad. Right, I thought we said we were going to go. Yeah, actually, we're nearly finished. Yeah, it's true. I think we'll just stick to what we've done. So yeah, GX66 mods, I'm very happy to sort of see that not only are they still in the game, but they're actually doing some really cracking mods, as I always knew they could do for what they did in FS22. I'm looking forward to seeing. Ridiculous Dominic has released just one thing so far, a very nice mower. That's my next project as well. Before I go into other things, I want to do a mower. I'm going to do the bar mower, but it's the bar mower the difference. It's, yeah, I've strengthened it. It's got like a cover that hides the bar. So yeah, I mean, it's still going to make all the right noise. I was cheating. I said this. Because when I first designed it, I checked the modelling yesterday. I was struggling with it. Again, this is another thing. If you're playing with, and I'm not the only one that does this. A lot of the big modders realise the same as myself. Now, Giants would show you even how to do mods properly their way. But actually, they're wrong because they've broken the tools. And if you listen to Giants, you won't be able to take your models at the minute at least from Blender and put it into Giants. So I'm learning my lessons from Farmer Bob, who knows what he's actually talking about. So all I do is I put the any material onto my thing so that Giants knows it's supposed to have a material, because you're supposed to be able to do it from within the Blender, because there's like an i3D tool that Giants do in Blender that you can actually do that. But at the minute, and it has for quite a while, it throws up errors if you try to put chrome or shiny silver metal or whatever from the Giants materials. It doesn't like it, and if you try to do it, it comes up with errors. But if you take that off, it actually works. And then all I do is I'll come into the game in the Giants editor and I'll put the proper materials on inside the i3D within the Giants engine. So it takes a bit more time, but it's a way you can do it. So yeah, it's a workaround. It works. But what I mean is that all of the tools by Giants at the minute for these poor modders are pretty much smashed. So yeah, I've found ways around doing it the proper way that Giants have, but I'm not the only one that does this. BD, SSB, and a lot of them show you how they do it, and it's not really the way that Giants want you to do it. But then if you did it the way Giants want you to do it at present, you wouldn't be doing a lot because you can't. Just telling you how it is. Yeah, it is true. You'd sort of you're playing in the ballpark of the modders, obviously, so it is quite hilarious. Right, I think we're just going to quickly pop into that. We won't do all of the straw this time. It's not important. So let's just finish this field off and let the wheat get done. Basically, all of the prices of the. I was trying to think the dairy products. All of the dairy products they're all white. So yeah, at the minute they're a bit poor. So lift it up and eject. And there's a little bit of grass there that I can see that somehow is pick up down. Yeah, so I'm taking my modding very seriously, and I'm finally got to the stage where I'm actually happy to work on vehicles. I've got a flatbed that's now actually working. I've got my project today, when I finish this, is to fix my liquid tanker. It's a little bit too tall. I need to make it like the Abbey, so I need to put smaller wheels on it. But I also thought, well, I need 4. I've got 2 on it, so I've basically put 4 on it now, which means I need to amend the XML file so that it actually matches the model in the i3D. So yeah, that's my task this morning, is to do that, because I'm determined. I was going to think, oh, I'll just grab the Abbey trailer from the Abbey. No, you'll never learn if you don't do your own models. It's, let's not give in. I really was quite close. It was working quite well, and it is an awful lot bigger, the tank, than the Abbey. I think I've slapped a... I think I have, actually. Let's just check. It might not be showing though, but this, I suppose, is a good way of looking to see. Certain areas you can actually get away with medium general tanker. It's showing. Oh, this might be the copy. Yeah, it's broken, which that is to be expected. It's got like 4, but it does show, and that's what I'm saying. But you can't see the BI end. That might be the other one. We did a copy of it. Yeah. Oh, okay. It isn't showing the... Oh, okay. I thought I'd put the BI industry. It might be that it doesn't show if you break it like that. So yeah, I've got to fix that this morning. And that's what I'm saying. You can sort of... Some errors are like more about, well, the position of something's not right rather than it's broken. But obviously you couldn't use that because my wheels are all in the wrong place. Which they shouldn't be, really, because I actually did it. I mean, oh no, I've not got the i3D, doesn't know where anything is. That's what I've got to do. It's not that once I've amended the pointers and told everything what everything is, it's confused because I used... It shouldn't be, really. That's true. No, I don't know. I suppose it sort of shows you a little bit on how the i3D works a bit. Okay, let's get this sort of last run on this, and then we'll set this going on the straw fields. And I'd imagine our harvester is probably trying to destroy the trailer again about now. Yes, pretty much. Pretty much filled this one as well. Yeah, still working on my big trailer. I've sort of given up on it, but I haven't. It requires quite a lot of animations, and that's my next project, is animations. I'm just trying to finish off all the mods I need to do. I will show you. Yeah, this one I'm quite proud of. Well, actually, yeah, I've also done a shed that's a silo as well, but I've had to sort of do a bit of concessions again because of game mechanics. But I think that's down to me not knowing what other people do, or I've used a production and it doesn't... Yeah, you can't really do what I was trying to do with that. But what I'm really most proud of, as well as the mover, that I am proud of as well, are these stone pickers, the converts. Yeah, this is the 4-meter version. It's in. I've got to fix that, but you can see it has actually got... It would allow the soil through the holes. It's got 4,777. It is quite large, I've got to be honest. So it's not like fibbing. I've also got a 6 and a 9 meter version. Again, it'll all wobble in the ground because I need to lift its ground level a little. It's just below the level of the ground. So that's got 6,777 litres capacity. And then we've got the biggie, the 9 metre, which, again, the beauty of these is you cannot use them for workers because workers can't use them. But, yeah, this is nearly 9 tons storage because it is massive. It is. But you would need a bit of a weight. So I've decided to weight too. I mean, it's nothing special. I thought I'd put the BI Industries on it, but I don't think I have. I did mean to. I thought I had, but I obviously didn't. It's a special... Or did I put it on the wrong one? I did. Now, this should be a telehandler weight, as in that rear hitch is an input attacher. Oh, it's not quite in the right place. I need to move it a tad. Yeah, so it should... I think the 3-point would still work. That should be an input attacher where a telehandler should be able to grab it. I haven't tested it yet. I was fixing the metalwork on the back. I didn't realise the pointer was quite wrong, so I'm glad I've seen that. Yeah, so I put the BI Industries on the wrong one. I was supposed to put it on this one, and this is as... Yeah, but this one's a 5-ton weight, especially to sort of try to give you ballast when you're dealing with that monstrous set of things. That I'm very proud of. I really do... Very pleased with that, and I think that trailer was filled. It is 39,814, so we still need... Although I think this get away with the harvester, actually, so we'll still send it back. All I wish to do is finish this field. I think that's probably not a bad place to actually stop, because I'd imagine this session is getting a little bit unruly because I've been chatting for way too long. It's nice not always to go into a time lapse, but yeah, you've got to be a bit mindful of your session time. And I do think we are probably going to be at my usual hour and a quarter. It seems to be the sweet spot for myself to do quite long sessions. And it is about an hour and a quarter. Right. Why always? No, it's true. We're a bit short on shed space. We could stick a shed down. There are lots of sheds now. Yeah, it's like FS22. There's sheds being released every single... what, are we going to like release that into the self-sufficiency? Yes, I'm sort of trying to do my own models now for a lot of things, like design things from scratch. I'm starting off basic because you don't you don't create a Mona Lisa. As I keep saying, it's not a bad analogy. You don't create the Mona Lisa on your first attempt at paint, do you? And like your modding's exactly the same. You know, like this red rock is a thing of beauty. You know, the paneling and all the rest of it is really good. Now, if I design that now, it would be just one single sheet of like side, back, front, and all the rest of it, and I would not. But what I am intending to do, even with my flats, flatbed is. It's true, didn't we buy the flatbed? I think I've probably changed its thing since I did it so it won't appear. No, I've still got the original model it, so we can't have done the flatbed, surely then, or we would see it. Hang on, have we got... No, it's a dolly. I think it's a dolly. We got $2, I think. We bought two, didn't we, by mistake? Yeah, we did. Right, okay. So then, no, we'll leave that. I think I'm happy with that. I would like to see if the newer pit's working, because this one was working. I'm sure we've actually grabbed stuff from this before. Yeah, this one is working. It was all along. No, we can actually grab the... Yeah, we're finished now. So we can stick that in. And we could also, it is true, we can make some... oh, it's telling me out to water. So let's listen to it then. Oh. So why does it not say then when you go inside if it tells you? Yeah, why is the production silo grabbing the grapes and that? That's what I want to know. Yeah, I've got to be honest, I think that may be why Giants aren't allowing the production silos to be done. They're not quite right. I mean, obviously you've got no control over game mechanics. They're not quite working right. They do weird things and send things... I mean, they do sort of work, but they were always a little bit like that. I always found in FS22 as well. They weren't quite perfect at doing that type of thing, but I think they're worse than FS25. They really are, like, they really do their own thing, and they like send things all over the place where you like think, why are you doing that? I haven't activated you, but it just seems to like just do it anyway, so a bit strange. Now then, so yeah, we've got the medium out there, haven't we? Oh, now then, are we going to try to grab the... Yeah, that's true. Well, we were lucky that we got the manure, weren't we? Got like just hover near the front, otherwise we are going to get that fertilizer that some Wally has put a little bit too close. Oh, like that. Ah. Seriously. Okay. Isn't that amazing? How did I get away with that the first time? you do wonder, don't you, really? Yeah, so why have I got, like, grapes and that? And no wonder the Grapes and Oils Mark 2 is not working, and they're calling for grapes because, like, they're sitting in the production silo. Why would you? Why have you got 8 tons of grapes in? Have I activated it by mistake? It's possible. I can't even see grapes in here. Oh, I can. No, it's not. It's not even activated. So we want to be like going distributing, because you shouldn't even have grapes in here. And I won't have put them in by mistake. I've got the olives in here as well. Okay, again, they're not even switched on. So why is this? Is it treated as storage though? Right. So at least we've got to the bottom of why we're short on this having like its thing, because it's like the grapes and the olives are going somewhere else. Do you know? Well, at least that's... Yeah. Well, actually, we're not going to upload it. We're going to... Imagine they're actually charging you for wages, aren't they? The worker's like not relinquishing his charge. So we're going to say thank you very much, Teddy. Oh, actually, you're right. You need to be unloaded, literally, don't you? You were got telling porcupines. Yeah, I thought we might get away with that. I was forgetting how good wheat is at... so that means... Yeah, we do need you, and we really ought to wash this, because we've just put like chemicals and like manure and all manner of things. We're just going to finish our task first then. Yeah, the last little bit. Yeah, so this is our new redesign, where obviously you can see that the herbicide is at the back. It is out of range for you grabbing from the front, but it's also not still taking up too much more room. So yeah, this is going to make some more solid fertilizer. Yeah, I am sort of getting over. I don't want to do it all the time, but if we've got it, you really would. Again, it's the other thing is, if you stop using them as businesses, and you could use them as a business, then you're sort of not actually running your businesses as good as you could if they're designed to do certain things. So that's also true. I'm sort of like going too far the other way. Let's just check these out. I do love these codes, cracking one. Just stick them over here, I think. Yeah, because they no longer this. Yeah, this is not the spawning bit. This is the pallet trigger. Really. Let's grab you. Let's stick that in, and we've got a little bit left in. Are we filling the slurry? I can't remember how big the storage I made on this. The cabinets. Let's have a look. So we've not got any additional storage, have we? Let's have a look. And that's not the place to look. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And as always, as fellow shareholders on the farm, I always love to hear from you. And goodbye for now.